Today we're going to learn how to use linear equations in slope-intercept form. We might be writing an equation, we might be using it. So our linear equation that we're focusing on is y equals, I'm waiting for y'all, mx plus b, where the m is the, and the b is the, okay, how do you find slope? I've given you two ways. What's one way to find slope? So to find slope, which is the m, you can do rise over run. That only works when you have a graph. What is the other way you can find slope? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's just the change in y's over the change in x's. Very good. All right, so let's look at what it's asking for, and y'all tell me what you think. So the first part wants us to write an equation. They're giving you the slope. What else did they give you? A point. They're giving you the slope, and they're giving you a point. So anytime I ask you to write an equation, you need an m and a b. Did they give you the m? Did they give you the b? No, because the only time they give you the b, it'll say when x is 0, what is y, right? So how could I solve this? I already taught you this on Tuesday. Yes, we're going to plug in for y. Right here, we're going to plug in for m, we're going to plug in for x, and then we're going to solve for, this time though we don't have to find the slope because they already gave it to us. So that's a whole step we get to skip. So what I hear, you're just going to put plug in x, y, and m, then solve for b. And you don't get to pick what x and y you want to use because they only gave you one of them, right? If they had given us two of these points, could we just use stat? Yes, but they didn't give us another point. So you have to have at least two coordinates to use stat. And they didn't give us that, so we can't use stat. Does everybody understand? Okay, so here we go. We're going to write y equals mx plus b. That is our equation we're going to use to solve for b. We're going to plug in a y. Well, out of these, which one is the y? So 3 equals, we're going to plug in the m. Well, they gave us the slope, which is -4 times, and then what's the x? Plus b. And all we have to do is solve that equation, and we will have what the b value is. So I have 3 equals, what's -4 times -1? Plus b. How do I get b by itself? And 3 minus 4 is? So I have an m and a b. Can I now write an equation in slope-intercept form? Y equals -4x minus 1. And that's my answer. So in your answer, you don't want the x and the y, because when you graph a line, there can be tons of points on that line, right? So we only used this point to solve for b, but we don't want it in our actual equation. Does that make sense to y'all? Okay, let's do the second one. To write an equation, I need an m and a b. Did they give me the m? -2. Did they give me the b? So I have to go solve for it. So to solve for it, I write the equation y equals mx plus b. Can I plug 6 in for x? Can I plug 6 in for y? No, because 6 is in x. Very good. So I'm going to plug in 3 for y, because 3 is a y value. The m, I'm going to put a -2. The x, I'm going to put 6 plus b. So I have 3 equals negative 12 plus b. How do I get b by itself? Plus 12. And 3 plus 12 is 15. So my b is 15. I have an m. I now have a b. Can I write an equation? So y equals negative 2x plus 15. Y'all want to try the last one on your own? All right, go. How did we do? Yes or no? So where did we mess up? I see a lot of people saying we messed up.
I know what I did. I actually added 20
Okay, so we see we're messed up there. Anybody else mess up that needs help figuring out where? Okay, now look at the next part. They want you to write an equation. Anytime you want to write an equation, you need an M. This time, they gave you what? Will stat work if I have 2 coordinates? So do I need to show work on this one? No, because I've already taught you. If we wanted to do it by hand, how would we do it though? We would first have to solve for the slope, and then we would do exactly what we did up here, right? All right, so let's go to stat and make sure everybody's good with stat. Everybody should be doing it with me. Edit. Please don't delete your list, just delete the numbers. I'm going to put in negative 2 and positive 2 for my x. I'm going to put in 5 and negative 1 for my y. The main part people mess up on here is putting it in correctly. So please make sure it reads negative 2 comma 5, just like that coordinate, yes? Are we all okay? Stat calc option 4. What is the slope? Negative 1.5. What is the y-intercept? 2. So my equation is y equals negative 1.5x plus 2. If it was a fraction, it would be y equals negative 3/2 x plus 2. They're the same answer. All right, let's do one more of these with stat. Y'all just do the top one, and I'll check your answer for you. Did we get it or no? Yes? So do y'all know and understand when you can use stat and when you can't? When will stat work? You have to have 2 coordinates. Will it work for graphs? Yes, but you have to have 2 coordinates that you can put in. Does that make sense? Do we have to do another one of those? Okay, let's go down here. Write a linear function in slope slope-intercept form that gives the following values. All right, to write a linear equation in slope-intercept form, we need an M and a B. What are these that they just gave you? These are coordinates. They're just not written like a coordinate. We've been learning this, yes? If it's f of 2, the 2 is the x value, so that's 2 comma 4 because the 4 is the y value. And this is -2 comma -8. All right, can you use stat because it's 2 coordinates?
Yes.
Yes. Did everybody get it? Okay. How would I have done this if I didn't have stat? I would first have to find the slope, and then I would do it just like on the front. Yes? I don't want y'all to get to where you don't know how to do it without a calculator. So I just want to make sure y'all are okay. Is everybody good? Okay. Do I need to do any more of these? Flip to the next side. The word problems today are going to be a little bit different. So pay attention because the way I put them on the notes is the way you will be asked on the assignment. Make sense? All right, so we were learning on this front page that they're going to give us a point and a what? So what do you think they're going to give you in the word problem? A point and a slope. Are y'all with me? All right, so let's read this first question. Your gym membership costs $33 per month. What is that? That's not an X, that's the rate that gets the X, okay? So my slope is 33. Then they said after an initial membership fee, but they didn't give you the initial membership fee. So you're going to have to solve for the B. You're going to have to solve for the y-intercept because that initial membership fee is the B. They just didn't give it to you. Then they said you paid $228. They said you paid $228 after 6 months. Is that a point that would fall on that line? Yes. Which one of those would be the X value and which one would be the Y value? 6 months is the X, and I know that because look what this says. So that's my independent variable. So it's 6 comma, and the total cost is the Y, so 228. So they gave me a point and a slope. Does anybody need more explanation, or are y'all okay? All right, so the question says, write an equation. Can I use stat?
No.
Because I don't have 2 points. So the first thing I have to do is solve for the B, the y-intercept. So I write y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug in the y value for y. So what is the y value? 228 equals the m for slope, 33, times 6 for x plus b. And now I solve. 33 times 6 is 198. How would I get rid of 198? Which is 30, yes? So I now have an M of 33 and a B of 30. So my equation is y equals 33x plus 30. The next question says, find the total cost after 9 months. Okay, in this equation, we need to figure out what is the y representing and what is the x representing, so I know what I'm going to plug in 9 for. The x is representing months, and the y is representing the total cost. So what do y'all think I would plug 9 in for? The x. So I have 33 times 9 plus 30. Put that in your calculator. What do you get? Huh? Really? $327. Because you did 33 times 9 and you did not put plus 30. You got to do the whole equation. All right, let's look at the next word problem. One racer paid $125 for 5 races. Another racer paid $170 for 8 races. What did they just give you? Did they give you a slope? Did they give you a point? They gave you 2 coordinates, which is our favorite because we get to use stat. But we have to figure out what's the x and what's the y. What's always going to be on the y-axis if we're talking about it? Money, right? So my first point is 5, 125. And my next coordinate is 8, 170. So I can use stat because it's 2 coordinates. Okay, let's talk about what the x and y represent. What does the x represent? Races. What does the y represent? Cost. Now they're going to ask you to interpret the meaning of the equation. How much does the track membership cost? That one-time thing. Look at this equation. This is a race. I mean, this is a rate, and this is a one-time thing, right? How much does the track membership cost? $50. How much is the entry fee per race? $15 per race. How did I know they were talking about the slope there? They're talking about the per race, the rate. All right, let me pass out y'all's assignment. Okay, flip to practice B. This is the side you're going to do for a grade. So put whatever, do this side. Number 17, A, B, and C are going to be extra credit. That means when I was doing it, I thought it was challenging. Let me see. What did I write? Oh, okay. Then flip to practice side A. One through 6 are for a grade. 7 through 20 are extra credit. So the only thing you have to do on this side is 1 through 6. Are you going to have to show work on these? So if you use a separate sheet of paper, do you have to turn it in with it? Yes. So, hold on, let me go real quick. Let me go back over it. This side, you're going to do the whole page, except 17 is extra credit. On this side, you only have to do 1 through 6. Everything else, if you don't do it, it's fine. But if you do it, it's extra credit.
Could you put on number 1, can you put the 3 over 1 and put it in stat?
That's not a coordinate.
Oh.
That's just a rise and a run. Does that make sense? Okay. So no, you have to write y equals mx plus b and plug in. Once you write it, could the y equals button solve your equation for you? Yeah. So once you plug in 6 for y, 5 for m, -1 for x, you could literally go to y equals, put in the left side is y1, the right side is y2, second trace, option 5, enter, enter, enter. The calculator will solve the equation for you. All right, get busy.